Sean, what's up, my man? Sean, I want you to know you have been on my mind today as Rob and I are going through the last 10 episodes of Slay. And I was like, you know what? Sean's going to catch that shit. We got to fix that shit. That's got to be tied up a little bit tighter. Got to put a neat bow on it because I know Sean's going to come up at a future event and be like, hey, I was episode 50 or episode 58 of Slay. Didn't quite connect with episode 63. And I was just wondering, was this planned? And I'm like, no. Every time, literally almost every time, no. About 50-50, Sean. 50% of the time you ask me, was this planned? I'm like, God damn it, I missed that shit. Steve! The Iceberg! Oh, Ricky Berg. How are you, sir? Dr. Daniel Baker, PhD. What's up? Dr. Dan Baker, Food. You are the Food. Richard Bennett. How are you, sir? It is a good day for a story, Richard Bennett. No fucking shit. Fucking accurate statement, son. Accurate. Turn on the fan. I'll turn off the fan and do the recording. Martin Evans in the house. All right. I want to know if any of you Gen Xers back in the day, does anybody remember Third Base? Third Base, the Cactus. It's one of my favorite songs back in the day, of which I'm just super impressed that they found a way to rhyme the Cactus with Jim Backus. Now, anyone under the age, I'm going to guess, of 40 has no fucking idea who Jim Backus is, but that's okay. Swear jar. There's no swear jar, dog. There's no swear jar. Edward Rocco. Hello, preposterous hippopotamus. I got to admit, one of my favorite names to see in the chat room because it's just such a great name. I've had a hell of a crazy day of writing and got some great shit done. Thought you meant hand on the pants, preposterous. What on earth are you talking about? Let's see here. Oh, that third. Shit. No, Third Base, the musical group from the 80s and the 90s. Not talking about the third base, getting one's hands down the pants. I know. Yes, I brought it up. This is on me. I understand that completely, but come on, man. Come on, give a brother a break. Love that song. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Sean, you've not heard of Third Base? You've heard of Third Base, but not the musical group? You're going to want to check out, oh my God, check out Third Base, the Cactus, and anyone else in the room, give me some more Third Base songs. I'm drawing a blank right now because, of course, I'm on camera. So, of course, I draw a blank second I'm on camera. How's everybody doing tonight? We had a bang-up day here at Empty Set Entertainment, although a real girl herself is kind of on the IR. She's got a bum knee going on right now, going in for a second doctor's appointment tomorrow. And but I am not on the IR. I am in the starting lineup. Shit, Danny, I forgot what the fuck this is, actually. But this is also some good scotch. Hey, in the chat room, if you can tell people what this scotch is, that'd be great. And not only am I in the starting lineup and ready to go, ready to Michael Jordan the shit out of this fucking podcast right now and entertain your faces, I'm also kind of on a manic swing because all day long, it's just been like locked in. I've been locked in with the writing and not been rude to anyone, but it's all been super short answer. You ask me something, let me give you just the amount of information that you need to go do your job so I can get back to my job. And I don't fully come out of the flow of the writing zone. So now that I'm out of the writing zone, I have a whole bunch of pent up joy and happiness that is just like I am a glass of champagne. I am effervescing all over the fucking place. It's crazy. Now, those of you who thought Third Base was about putting a hand in your pants, I don't want to hear about any of your shit we think effervescing is because it's wrong. Daryl Harris, Tracy Shank, Kim Hansen, Bruce McLaughlin, Matt Moretti. Oh my God. God, am I happy to see you people. Just delightful. Okay, let's go to Maine. All right. You know what? Let's see. Do we have 1,000 viewers on Twitter yet? 20 and counting, just no bots on Twitter, though. Elon was going to get rid of the bots. Got a bunch of people on YouTube. Hello, everybody on Twitch. You guys are fucking fantastic. Virginia is in the house. Getting a little overly excited. Let's get rid of this. Boom. Get rid of that. Boom. Let's see if I can entertain y'all's faces tonight. Oh, yeah. This is my present. My girl got me this present. Trejo's Tacos. It's almost worth taking a drive in LA traffic just to go get some Trejo's Tacos. It's going to be great. God, Matt Moretti says, I don't know, plays third base. Magnificent, Matt. That is sensational reference. I completely didn't even think about it. Well fucking done. And Uncle Machete loves you. Uncle Machete loves you. Tracy, how was it? How was the Trejo's Tacos? Bruce, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? How's everybody else get to go to fucking Trejo's Tacos and I don't get to fucking go? Bullshit. Bullshit. Oh, do we have... give me a second, guys, before I get going. Let me see if I can fix this shit. Crazy camera shit again. And it's not the camera that is the problem. It is the webcam settings. I know what I did, I think. Advanced preferences. Oh. And I forgot where it's at. I totally forgot where it's at. Basic. It is manual. There we go. It's aperture priority. Done. Fabulous. We'll fix A's when she gets up here. Steve is always helping out with our cameras and all things technical. Steve, what it is, there's a preset on, it's called webcam settings. It is an app. And there is a preset for auto exposure mode, manual, auto, shutter priority, or aperture priority. When I select aperture priority, bing, bam, boom, everything looks way, way, way better. Tracy, I'm wearing pants. Can't help you. Sorry. Today, wearing pants. I wasn't wearing pants earlier, but I put them on for the show. Okay, everybody, let's have some fun. The sound looks good. And let's get my script up. And if you would all be so kind, allow me to entertain you. Here we go. Pantalone senta no mas. Love it. Welcome to Slave 59. We have a retcon for Slave 59, only the second of this season. In episode 56, Delilah asked if she could call Billy by his name, Billy, instead of Walt, which is what she knew him by because that is Billy's alias, to avoid drawing attention from Vestinian. Going forward in this series, that did not happen. Delilah only knows Billy as Walt. We will go back and fix that podcast episode in this week, but those of you who watch every week, just letting you know. Previously on Slay, Teddy is training Delilah to work in the Nightmare Factory. She's learning her duties as the foreman of the operation. Lincoln wants to find Delilah, but he has no leads. Pausing for a helicopter. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's loud as shit in here. It's rattling the room. Actually, before I begin, in the chat room, please tell me, can you guys hear the helicopter rattling the room or not? All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Lincoln wants to find Delilah, but he has no leads. On the advice of his father, Jacoby Franks, Lincoln set out to follow the pain. Lincoln told Billy, Magda, and Ariella that he is doing this alone and ignored their efforts to help. Morgan Stone worked... Small mistake. There we go. Billy, while he was at Drummond's, took a bullet in the shoulder. Morgan Stone worked on the wound first. Then, at the Old Stone Church, Magda tended to it, letting a wriggling carofactor slide in to repair the damage. I don't know, if you guys are drinking while I fuck up, you are already off to like 4 shots right out of the gate. Let's try that again. At Drummond's, Billy took a bullet to the shoulder, courtesy of Teddy. Morgan Stone worked on the wound first. Then, at the old stone church, Magda tended to it, letting a wiggling carofactor slide in to repair the damage. And now, Slay, episode 59. Billy pushed himself off the beer pong table. He stood on the nave's tiles and slowly rolled his shoulder. "How's it feel?" Magda asked. "Like I got shot," Billy said. "Hurts, but feels like it'll be all good." "Thanks, Mags. So, can you try him again?" Magda sighed. "You just asked me that 5 minutes ago." "Exactly," Billy said. "It's been 5 minutes, so try again." Magda put a hand to her ear cuff. When she did that, it reminded Billy of Uhura from the original Star Trek series. Nichelle Nichols, but with 3 parallel scars down the side of her face, crazy bedhead hair, a couple of months at the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, and Smurfette pajamas instead of that sweet red miniskirt. "Nothing," Magda dropped her hand. "I don't know if Link's answering or if he shut it off altogether. That man is a real asshole." Billy heard the worry in her voice. He was worried too. "We should be with him," he said. "I'm gonna go out looking for him." "The hell you are," Magda said. "You need a bit more healing." "We don't need you going off half-cocked and untrained," Ariella said. "We need solutions, not more problems. You stay here." They were both as bossy as Grandma. "Then let's try and figure out where Teddy's hiding," Billy said. Magda walked to the couch and sat. "Link's been trying for years." She picked up her blue glass bong from the coffee table. "He couldn't find it. Drummond said Teddy's place is masked from detection. If Drummond can't find it, that shit can't be found. I'm gonna get high." She pulled a bag of weed from her pajamas pocket and started packing the bowl. "Link ain't us," Billy said. "Drummond ain't us. 3 minds working on it together. Maybe we can find something Link missed. Come on, please. That asshole Teddy has Delilah, man. She gotta be scared as fuck. We gotta try. Get high later." Magda put the bong on the table, eased back into the couch. "All right, straight black Benoit Blanc. Let's work the problem." Ariella click-clacked to the recliner and sat. "Why not?" She touched a link on her turquoise necklace. A glass of red wine appeared in front of her. She took it, raised it in salute. "Let's work the problem." "Put down the damn wine," Billy said. "If Magda can't get stoned, you can't drink. Jesus, people. Can you give me 15 minutes of sober concentration?" Ariella raised a plucked eyebrow. She didn't like being spoken to in that way, but she set the glass on the table. "Fine," she said. She kicked off her high heels. "Where do we start, little peen?" Billy didn't bother telling her the nickname was no longer accurate, in more ways than one. "Mags, you and Link stopped Teddy before," he said. "When you were Rixators, right?" Magda nodded. "That's right." "How did you find him then?" "Good old-fashioned detective work," Magda said. "First, we tried to find who was making the dream gaunts for him. That's some serious dark mesh action. They're illegal all over the patchwork. Those who can make them keep that fact hidden. That angle didn't give a shit." She scratched lightly at her scars. "We got Teddy through food," she said. "He had to feed those kids. We worked with the Lamencia PD. They thought Link and I were private investigators. In case the food suppliers, big grocery stores, stuff like that. Looking for anyone buying in bulk on the regular. Turned out, one of Teddy's known associates had a Costco membership. Teddy fed those kids the same thing 3 times a day, every day. PB&J sandwiches and Fritos. The associate bought that shit in bulk every 2 weeks like clockwork. You busted him through Costco? Billy shook his head. That's crazy. Ain't the sexiest case cracking ever, but it worked, Magda said. We followed the guy to an abandoned fallout shelter beneath a mostly collapsed flour processing plant in the factory district. We rescued 5 kids. I'm still real proud of that. As she should be. That's when Teddy went to bash in prison, Billy said. The Gale, right? Magda nodded. It's pronounced jail, just like the real thing. Him and his 2 associates got life sentences. They're still locked up. But 7 years ago, Teddy escaped. A few months after that, he started back up again. He had a whole new game. Started kidnapping kids from richer, more powerful families. Families on par with the Dromans and the Radus. Link and I got that case too, but we never found him. About a year after Teddy broke out, he nabbed Sam. Teddy had wanted payback. Maybe he couldn't whip Lincoln in a straight-up fight, but he could hurt Link far worse than any cut ever could. That was 6 years ago, Billy said. How many kids Teddy taken since he escaped? Magda shrugged. Don't know. Ariella leaned forward, suddenly more engaged. I'd guess 60, she said. Maybe 70. Not all the kids are from rich families, but there's plenty that are. There's a lot of bounties on Teddy's head. You know how many been ransomed? Billy asked. Ariella thought. I'd say around 5. 5, Billy said. None of them gave clues that would help find Teddy? Not a one, Magda said. 2 were ransomed when I was still on the case. The kids said they were kept in a cell the whole time. Cells had toilets and sinks. Food was brought into them. They had bags on the head when they were taken in, bags on the head when they were taken out. Although most of them don't even remember that part. Teddy uses the dream gaunts to scramble their brains a bit before he takes them out. Was one of those dream gaunts messing with Delilah at that very moment? So he's got like 65 kids hidden away, Billy said. Less, Ariella said. Some die of fright. He leaves those bodies near where he took them. Probably so people know he's not fucking around when he makes a ransom demand. Some kids get too old to produce the kind of pure filament he needs. Teens have fewer nightmares than children. It's the general idea. He scrambles the memories and then lets them go. Although he leaves the nightmares he puts in their heads. The ones he releases are basket cases. I guess Teddy still has probably 35 kids. Billy started pacing again. He could see why Lincoln did it. The steady footfalls helped with focus. Mags, could Teddy be in another place like that fallout shelter? Could be, she said. He could be anywhere on the surface, or somewhere in the patchwork. Can't know where every underground place is, let alone check them all. Why do you think he's underground? Ariel asked. Because those 5 kids we rescued were screaming. A lot. If he's got 35 of them, that's a lot of screaming. Can't run silence and meshwork 24/7 for years. 35 kids. Can he conjure up food? Billy looked at Ariella. Like you just did, with that wine? No, Ariella said. People can manifest a bit of food or drink or what have you, but enough food for 35 kids every day? That's around 40,000 meals a year. Meshwork has its limits. So magic was out. Billy didn't know why he was fixating on the food angle, but he couldn't let it go. I bet 40,000 meals worth is way more food than you get at Costco or a Safeway without drawing some kind of attention, he said. Unless you're on a reality show. Like Supermarket Battle Royale. That's my favorite. Although that Barbara is a bitch, and Susan needs to slap her in the mouth. Expired coupons. Barbara, really? Come on. Expired coupons on motherfucking Super Royale? Bat, right in the mouth. 'Cause Billy, Magda said, boy, you got to remember to inhale when you go off on one of your rants. People have checked things like that. Teddy don't make the same mistake twice. So much for that idea. But still, how does he pay for 40,000 meals a year? With money, Billy, Ariella said. He ransoms a kid off every now and then. And his filament is the best there is. 99% pure. High-grade stuff. He's making bank on it. Magda picked up her bong, but to fiddle with it more than to hit it. She was paying close attention to what Billy said. So was Ariella. Kind of weird. And also, kind of nice. Don't ask about following the filament money trail, Magda said. Bastian tried that. Best Rixators and Adjurators in the game. And you can bet Drummond tried that. However Teddy slings that stuff, he's got it locked down. Teddy was a drug dealer, pure and simple. A drug dealer, a child murderer, and a slaver. The food angle. It wouldn't leave Billy's mind. He thought of Lincoln recounting Sam's experience of being held captive by Teddy. Sam thought he smelled tater tots, Billy said. Those 35-odd kids are eating real food, cooked food, not like gruel or porridge or whatever, like in that Oliver Twist bullshit. Talk about needing a slap in the mouth. If anyone needed a slap in the mouth, it was that fat bastard Mr. Humble. Dumbass, silly hat-wearing piece of shit. Lil B, Magda said. Finish your damn sentence. Right, Billy said. Sorry. What I mean is, Teddy's buying the food from somewhere. Couldn't that be a paper trail, like on the supplier side? Ariella laughed, took a sip of wine. You know fuck all about business, Billy, she said. Sure, there could be a paper trail somewhere if we knew what he was feeding the kids, which we don't, and had any connection at all to a particular distributor, a warehouse, or what have you. Which we don't, Magda said. That angle isn't even worth considering. She fished out her lighter. Now, I don't mind the thought experiment, Lil B, but unless we get some more info, we ain't cracking this case right here. She lit the bowl and took a big puff. She held it in, offered the bong to Billy. Man, no thanks, he said. I'm gonna take Dragon out back and throw the ball for her for a while. I gotta keep thinking. There had to be a way to help Delilah. Had to be. And he was going to find it. Does it feel like it fits? It looks like it fits. Haimana tugged at the thick sleeves. It is a yukata, much thicker. This and the socks should help you stay warm. Delilah did not want to be grateful, but she was. This dungeon was always cold. Teddy had told Haimana to get Delilah something appropriate to wear. Haimana had given Delilah thick woolen socks and this bulked-up kimono, apparently called a yukata. It's so much better, Delilah said. Thank you. Haimana smiled. Such a creepy, evil bitch. Did she think it would be like the good old days when Delilah had been 6 years old and Haimana lived in the mansion as Daddy's apprentice? Maybe. And if so, Delilah could find a way to use that. Droman's rules of negotiation number 3. Make them think you are their friend. Good, Haimana said. No point in being uncomfortable. You're going to be here a very, very long time. Now, get to work. Delilah pushed the stainless steel service cart. The wheels clattered against the stone floor. The top shelf had metal bins full of greasy French fries and a stack of trays. On the middle shelf, 33 skimpy burgers, buns and all, stacked one layer deep into a double-sized bin. On the bottom shelf, trays with dividers that held 16 plastic cups filled with water. This food smells awful, Delilah said. I am fully aware, Haimana said. They put cheese on the hamburgers. I am lactose intolerant. 3 times a day, every day, the elevator will send down 4 carts. 1 cart per block. This is block 1. Block 1. As in cell block 1? The corridor had 4 thick, rust-spotted iron doors on either side. Each door had a small window at the top and a slot near the bottom. 4 carts for 4 blocks, 8 block. 4 carts for 4 blocks, 8 cells per block. Teddy had said this place was all full up with 32 kids. You deliver the food to the line workers, Haimana said. I am afraid that all they get are burgers and fries. So, become accustomed to this smell. Do we put the food through the slots? Delilah asked. No, Haimana said. You will go into each cell and make sure the child eats. She stopped at the first door on the left, then lifted a ring of old-timey keys from the hook on the cart. Each key was longer than Delilah's pointer finger. Keys are labeled by B for block number, then C for cell number, Haimana said. Open the first door. Delilah took the ring. It was heavy. She sorted through the keys, found the key labeled B1C1. She slid it into the lock. It took a little bit of strength to turn it. Delilah imagined rust-coated tumblers inside. She opened the door. Hinges squealed. Inside, a boy lying on a metal cot that hung from the wall by chains. A dream gaunt covered his face. A stone set on a thick base topped by a modern-looking toilet seat and a stone basin with a faucet. You must order the gaunt to let the child feed, Haimana said. A well-fed child produces more detailed dreams, which in turn feeds the gaunt. You say this phrase, Amantru yatam, bo katam. When Haimana uttered the words, the gaunt's long tail slid out of the boy's mouth and flipped up over the top of his head. The boy sat up like he was in a dream. Each line worker gets 1 tray, Haimana said. Put a burger, fries, and a drink on the tray. Delilah did as she was told. Now put the tray in her lap, the bug witch said. Delilah did that too. The boy attacked the food. He ate the burger in 3 bites, washed it down with the water, then shoveled the fries into his mouth and washed those down as well. He drained the drink, then set the tray on the floor and laid flat on the bed. The dream gaunt's tail flipped down, slid into his mouth, and down his throat. Delilah was horrified. Somehow, she couldn't say why, this normal process of eating was corrupted by the thing with 6 multi-knuckle tentacled fingers. That is all there is to it, Haimana said. See? This job is easy. The hard part is when you have to manage their dreams. Teddy will show you how. Now, put the dirty trait on the cart and we will move to the next cell. Corner table at Stooley's bar. Lincoln wanted to see everyone coming in, see everyone coming out, see where people sat. A wall on his left, a wall on his right, everyone in front of him. Fat-bottomed girls played on the jukebox. He sipped a ginger ale and lime. He'd stashed his gauntlets in his cloak. Drinking with them was kind of a pain in the ass. He might get a real drink later, and he might not. He knew he shouldn't have hit the sauce before he and Billy went to guard Delilah. At least, maybe not as much sauce. 2 hours in. No sign of the demon lumberjack or the wolfman. Maylene might know of their whereabouts, but her shift didn't start for another 5 minutes. The bartender, Muhammad, was a brown-furred Wendigo with a 10-point rack of gnarled, thin horns. How Mo didn't knock over the bottles on the wall whenever he turned his head was a mystery. Long arms let him cover most of the bar without moving. The purblind saw him as a basketball player tall man wearing a Lumencia Leopards jersey. The crowd was about half enlightened, half non. Most of the enlightened looked like normal people. But there was one table of elves, a Yamauba pounding shots with a dryad, and a Sioko drinking alone at the end of the bar. Purblind saw him as a regular guy in a heavy jacket and a knit cap, rather than the green-scaled fishman that he was. Lincoln had met him before. Name was Crisanto. Good guy. Worked down at the docks. Drank like a fish. The elves and the dryad and the rest gave Lincoln occasional dirty looks. In a place like this, no one trusted a Rixator. No one liked a Rixator. The X part didn't matter, not when said X was wearing the gray cloak. Had Lincoln been in a better mood, the unenlightened here would have made him laugh. Burly guys, mostly, with some hard-drinking floozing wearing clothes far too skimpy for the night's chill. Guys like that thought they were tough. Crisanto alone could probably mop the floor with the lot of them. As long as the purblind didn't screw with Lincoln, he wouldn't screw with the purblind. When they did look his way, he was just a guy in a black and dark gray flannel shirt, dark gray jeans, boots, and a dark gray knit cap. Fortunately, they didn't look his way all that often. Even guys who thought they were badasses thought twice about starting shit in Stooley's Bar and Grill. Management had decided long ago it was easier to let the blood soak into the old wooden floor rather than to scrub it clean. The roaches stayed mostly out of sight. Mostly. Sometimes broken glass got properly swept up, and sometimes the smaller bits got brushed into corners where they reflected the dim light like the glitter of dreams drowned in cheap booze. Maylene walked in, looking as hot as ever. Black wings folded close to her back, black leather pants, black halter top. Her signature multiple necklaces dangling just so between her tits, and a hip sway that registered a 4.1 on the Richter scale. The girl knew how to get tips. She blew the Wendigo a kiss, threw smiles at the regulars who let out a unified, "Maylene!" Then she saw Lincoln, and her smile vanished. She walked straight to him and sat. "Lincoln, we need to talk." "Well, this certainly saves some time." "We do," he said. "The last time I came in here, I remember the last time," Maylene said. It was great. Really great. But we can't do that anymore. I'm seeing someone. She reached across the table, took his hand. I'm sorry, Lincoln. It's over. His eyebrows rose. What exactly is over? Us, Maylene said. I'm so sorry, but I have to break up with you. The words, were we dating and I didn't know it, rose up, but he stopped them in time. Crazy chicks, gonna crazy. I understand, he said. Your happiness is what matters. Her smile returned, warm and genuine. She cupped his cheek. Thank you, Lincoln. Now, I know this hurts, but it's for the best. She turned and waved to the bartender. Mo, 2 shots of Macallan? She sashayed to the bar, grabbed the shots, and returned. She set one of them on the table in front of Lincoln, finger-flicked a cockroach off the edge of the table. I wasn't planning on drinking, he said. That is the wrong place. That is the wrong plan in a place like this. Maylene affected a pout. Oh, come on. For old time's sake. Seeing as she had, apparently, concocted an entire relationship that did not exist, the least Lincoln could do was knock back a shot to celebrate. The least Lincoln could do was knock back a shot to celebrate dodging a drama bullet. He raised his glass. To your happiness. She clinked. They knocked them back, turned the glasses upside down, and thunked them twice on the table. Macallan, huh? Stuff was pretty good. Maylene leaned in and kissed his cheek. I gotta go to work, hon. Can I get you another? Lincoln held up a hand. I'm good. Listen, the last time I was here, when I had a conversation with that Thoko guy, the 2 dudes he was with, do they come in here often? Maylene laughed quietly. A conversation? You and I use different dictionaries, Pumpkin. You're asking about Shooty Booty and Lupo. Yeah, they come in here pretty regular. She twisted her shoulders, giving her tits a little shake. They like the eye candy, and they tip well. Do me a favor, hun. Don't get into it with them here, okay? We're trying to run a business. I just want to have a conversation. That's all. Maylene rolled her eyes. Dictionaries, baby. Dictionaries. Play nice. And if you can't play nice, play outside. Holler if you want that drink, hun. It's on the house. She turned, walked to the bar, hopped her shapely ass atop it, spun while giving a little kick flourish that showed off her black boots, and dropped down on the other side. The regulars gave a round of light hoots and applause. Maylene bowed, then started seeing who needed drinks. That Macallan was good. Lincoln wanted another. Several others. But he had to be chill, had to be sharp in case Shooty Booty and Lupo showed up. Sounded like the worst buddy cop show ever. He heard a phone ring. Some old landline. Plenty of those in Enlightened-run places. Enlightened weren't fond of change. Cordis alone was evidence enough of that. Maylene stepped to the cash register, answered the phone next to it. She looked his way, held up the phone. It's for you, she said. Some guy named Walt. She set the phone on the bar top in front of an open stool. Walt. Billy's alias. Lincoln gritted his teeth. Hadn't he told them he was doing this alone? And how had the kid known he had come here? Lincoln hadn't even known until he talked to Jacoby. If Billy had called him here, though, something was wrong. Lincoln walked to the bar, sat on the stool, and picked up the phone. "Kid, this better be fucking important." The voice that spoke was not Billy's. "Hello, Lincoln." Lincoln's blood ran cold. "Teddy," he said, the word a guttural, low growl. "I just wanted to call you and let you know that Delilah's working out fine. A real asset to the team. Thanks for letting us have her." How did he know Lincoln was here? Did he have a cockeye working nearby? Lincoln didn't bother with cliches like, "You let her go," or "You better not hurt her," because they knew Teddy wouldn't do the former, and he would do the latter. "Calling to twist the knife, Ted?" "Twist the knife? You wound me. I'm just calling to chat with an old friend. Say, how's your face?" The cut caused by Teddy's sword had mostly healed. "My face is fine," Lincoln said. "I'm keeping the scar for now. I'll get rid of it after I settle up with you. Too bad you can't do that with your fingers, old friend. Say, how's those piano lessons coming?" He knew he shouldn't antagonize Teddy, but he just couldn't help it. "I don't play piano that much anymore," Teddy said. "I'm more of a harmonica guy these days. Picked it up while I was in that hellhole where you and your bitch partner put me." A hellhole that had not been able to hold him. If those who ran the jail had let Teddy escape, Sam would have never been taken, nor would Delilah, or the hundreds of other kids Teddy had kidnapped over the years. "I heard the jail's music program was top-notch," Lincoln said. "Good to know that's true." It is. Say, how's Walt? Dead as a doornail?" Billy had damn near died. "Walt's fine," Lincoln said. "Sorry to disappoint." "Darn the luck. Don't worry, I'll get over it. I've been watching Tony Robbins videos on YouTube. Positive thinking does wonders for the mindset." Lincoln fought to control his anger, but he might as well have fought to stop the moon from crossing the sky. "You want to show the world how badass you are, Ted? There's only one way to do that. I cut you, you cut me. Why don't we go for the rubber match? 1-on-1. Winner take all." Teddy laughed, throaty and genuine. "Hard pass," he said. "My last visit to Droman's was the rubber match. I won. You surprised me that first time, but once I heard you were guarding little rich girl on the regular, I knew I could get her. I mean, if you can't protect your own child from me, you certainly can't protect someone else's." Lincoln's hand tightened on the phone. "I'm going to find you," he said. "I'm going to kill you." "Doubtful. I have this awesome hiding place. Well, I gotta run. Give Magda a smooch for me, will you? Someday I'll find her, and then it will be her turn." Teddy hung up. It was a few moments before Lincoln realized that his hand was shaking, the phone still in it. Concentrating to not smash it down, he set it atop the bar. Maylene came over, wiping at the bar top with a towel. She picked up the phone, put it back into its cradle by the cash machine. "Looks like that wasn't pleasant," she said. "You want that drink now?" Lincoln nodded. "And keep 'em coming." He was going to sit right here and wait. no matter how long it took. Wait for Booty Shooty and Lupo. And then, one way or another, Lincoln was going to follow the pain to wherever those two put him on the path to Teddy Two Fingers. That was episode 59 of Slay. Be back for episode 60. Remember, there's only be 10 left after this. And let's move on to the good stuff. Later. Boop. We're going to do something new today, guys. Boom, light. Save. Oh, baby girl, come on up. We got moths. It's crazy. So I've discovered something fascinating today, and that is, I'm doing fucking voice acting, right? There's a moth. Oh, yeah, some bitch. How you like me now, bitch? Shouldn't have walked into this neighborhood. Bitch. Crazy hat one. There you go. Flicked him off. Flicked him off. Don't get started. Don't even start with me, you fucking third base bitches. Crazy bitches. We're going to start randomly recording the Talkie Talk version and consider putting that into the podcast. My friend Christoph Laputka, who is, of course, the brilliant mind behind the Leviathan Chronicles, is trying to convince me that I am a podcaster, not an author. He's probably wrong, but that's okay. We're going to do this anyways. Let me help, guys, hang out one sec and help out my girl with a hurt knee.
Hi, guys. You can take just the computer. Don't touch anything else. Thank you. And then get the door.
I'll get the door. Here you go, sweets. Can I help?
No, don't. Here, you go. Go. Thanks.
All right. Won't lie, you guys. A's knee is not treating her right.
As if you guys can't tell.
Okay, baby girl. Let's get you queued up here. Oh, yeah, that would help if I do that. Boom. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Give me a second. I gotta fix this now. Go to main, go to base. Base! How low can you go?
Whoa!
As long as you didn't spill water, I don't give a shit.
Good, because I spilled a lot of moleskins, it looks like.
It does look like that. Let me go back to the color, of course. One of these days, I'm gonna correct this shit. Because now we gotta go to webcam. Bang. We are gonna get new webcams. That's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm doing right now.
Well, not right now.
All right, we're going with this right here. This is what we're going with. Look up, buddy. Look who's here. Whee!
Hi, you guys. Ooh, I screwed up my knee. I was in Pennsylvania over the weekend, and I screwed up my knee.
All right. Well, even our... That's all right. We're going to have a little buzz tonight. That's going to be okay. We'll record the Talkie Talk next week. We're going to start doing this as its own podcast. It's going to be fun. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the after show. And
that's mine. That's yours.
How dare you?
And we need that little envelope so we don't forget.
Oh yeah, I got this little envelope here. What we're going to go through. We're going to talk about the Slay audiobook, where we're at on that. We're going to show you a slice of Iomat turf from, of course, the Rookie. You may be familiar with it. Warpath update. And then we're going to wrap things up and let you guys go on your happy way. 15 minutes, because that was a long-ass episode.
Yeah, it was a long-ass episode.
Very long episode.
David Lamb in the chat room pointed it out. Is this a little bit longer? And how many episodes are left?
10.
10. Okay, so it's sort of around now. This is a little early, but it's sort of around now where things take a little bit of a turn. We just finished, or we're almost finished editing the first audiobook for Slay, and it's right around now. I think it's episode the 8th from the end, where things stop switching back and forth through two points of view characters, and then the whole episode is about one character and things like that, and they get a little bit longer. They do, but that's all right.
Everybody loves longer.
I'm not saying
some people like thicker or girthier.
I'm not saying any of that.
When you're in the business of entertainment, everybody loves longer. It's about the visual. Chris Grohl's in the house. What's up, Chris Grohl?
Hey, Chris.
Sean asks, when do you think we'll be able to be allowed to announce Warpath's publication title? I do not know. That is we don't know yet. It could be Warpath. It's crazy.
That could be the publication title. We just don't know.
We are excited about finishing Warpath and getting it the F off our burner and over to the publisher and let them do whatever the fuck they want to do with that goddamn book. Let's go to the schedule of the Stank. Here's the schedule of the Stank, ladies and gentlemen. May 1st, Slay Book 1 went up live on the Kindle. You can find that link at scottsigler.com/slay. Buy it, rate it, $7. It's no big deal. We have 7 reviews right now, all 5 stars. Beautiful. Salt in the elbow. Fantastic, wonderful shit. Sunday, May 5th, Slay 58, the last episode, In the Red, went live in the feed. Sunday, May 12th, Slay 59, Hello Lincoln, which you just listened to, will go live in the feed. Teddy's a motherfucker. He's an asshole.
He's not a good guy.
He's not a good guy.
Although you guys, there's something weird about my mic, just so you know, or maybe my headphones, I'm not sure which. As long as I sound okay to you guys.
Can you hear okay? Is it too loud for you?
No, it's fine. It just sounds a little tinny is all. But that's fine.
I think you sound good. Let me turn your headphones down a little bit.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
How's that better?
Yeah, that's better.
There you go,
Thanks.
helpful. Okay.
If you guys don't know, I think I've said this a handful of times, but I don't read the story. I don't know what's coming before this moment. I listen to it with you guys. Only Rob and Scott kind of know what's going on until this moment. I have some big picture items that sometimes Scott talks to me about, but I don't know what's actually going to happen in the episode until I hear it. And I was not ready for Teddy to call Lincoln.
Good, I'm glad you didn't say
I was not ready for Teddy to call
Rob
Lincoln.
and I never know if people are going to see this shit coming. It's kind
Thanks,
of
David Tischer.
There we go. We never know. We come up with this stuff, and I'm like, usually it's me telling Rob, like, dude, everyone knows this is fucking coming. He's like, Scott.
Yeah, that's not.
No one knows this is coming. This is great.
That Teddy call actually shook me, mostly because I feel like Lincoln is, at least to my reckoning, Lincoln is angrier at himself right now than he has ever been at anyone else that he actually knows. Now, of course, he kills zillions of people, and I understand that. But people that he actually knows, like, I think he's madder at himself right this minute than he was at Billy for leaving the church in book 1. I think. That's how it feels to me. And to have this moment where he has to face Teddy and he's already kicking himself, I was not ready.
Hey, Jen.
I was not ready.
Yeah, we are. I will tell you that episode 69 is going to be a humdinger. No pun intended. No.
To be fair, Nelson says, I think fucking Sparkle Horse. And yeah, to be fair,
Nelson
that was a big
not
surprise.
Like Sparkle. I didn't say Sparkle Horse. That came out of the chat room.
No, I think you saying that was a surprise too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody earlier had said, you know what, this surprise is better than Sparkle Horse, which is an actual fact. All right, let's talk about where we are on the Slay Season 1 audiobook. As I've mentioned several times, we recorded the entire thing. The quality we were getting out of the live stream, while it was great for the podcast and super fun, was not sufficient to take your monies for the audiobook. So we re-recorded everything. We have a lot of trouble spots. We've been re-recording the trouble spots and patching it through as we go. It's a big process. A's editing the patch-ins. We still have punch-ins to go. And then
we're almost done, though. I think this week we'll be done.
This week we'll be done.
It might be he has to do punch-ins over the weekend. I don't know. That's not my job. And then...
But one thing, what's different about it now is usually Steve, the Iceberg Rickberg, handles the audiobook recording. But because we're fucking up against it, we actually can do the punch-ins in the actual episode itself, which is a huge, huge time saver. Yeah. So I'll be actually opening up the episode, doing the punch-ins, and we hope it'll absolutely be up by the end of May. I think that's safe, right, babe?
Maybe. I mean, we have to, they say 2 weeks. They normally take 3 to 4 weeks, so we have to get them in as soon as possible.
Right. So everyone who's watching this right now, we got a giant bumper crop of people except, the 66 mythical people on Twitter. If you are an Audible user, set that credit aside. Be prepared to buy it, rate it, review it. If you're not an Audible user, we would love for you to set aside that $15, go buy it a la carte at Audible, rate it, review it. It's going to be immensely, the next 6 months of Slay and getting out of the gate strong is going to be very beneficial to us, giving you a bunch of free shit for the rest
it's
of our
really going to
lives.
set us up to continue to do this. And this, as you guys know, if you've been here, I know like the Jennalia and Daryl, you've been here forever. Sean, you've been here forever since Sigler and Place started in 2020. Now we're into year 4. It's now Scott Sigler Slices Live, which, you know, as David Lamb says, rolls off the tongue.
Does. Thank you, David.
But part of the reason that we did this, that we're kind of trying to combine these two things, is because we heard from a lot of you now that the pandemic's over, now that people are, well, the emergency of the pandemic is over and people are going back out into the big wide world and trying to deal with this. This still brings comfort and community and joy, and it does for us too, but we had to figure out a way to make it work for us. And so this actually gets Rob and Scott writing every week, which gives us publishable stuff. And Slaybook 1 and Slaybook 2 are going to, for us, be absolute haymakers at Audible. We hope that they really do well. We hope that they reach out and give us a bigger audience. I'm pixelating a little. Do you need to do a thing with this?
Yes, I do, darling. I do. Thank you, baby.
Hey, Mike. Nice to see you out there. So we really appreciate you guys staying the course with us. We appreciate you, everybody who emailed or chatted with us on Facebook and said, gosh, I hope you never stop this. We're totally wonderful about, you might have to, I get that, but I hope you don't. And that was the way that we figured out how we could maybe do this. And I think this works for all of us. I think we love to see you every week. I think that whenever the next thing that's coming, which is probably bird flu, if we're being honest, you know, if you guys,
Thank you, John.
I'm not even
Appreciate it.
going to lie, if you guys have animals, if you guys have dogs or cats or birds or people or
Thanks,
things
Bruce.
in your life that eat pet food, buy a handful of bags of pet food right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Because 30% of the livestock in the United States goes for pet food, and cattle in the United States now has bird flu. And if you don't think this is going to raise the prices of everything we eat and every meat we eat and every dairy we drink, you're wrong. But pet food stays good for 2 years. So go buy pet food right now, because that will save you some money.
Real quick, Nyoka said, might have to restart my Audible just for this. Yeah, absolutely you can. We're fucking huge Audible customers. I mean, it's not, I can't even joke how many audiobooks we listen to.
Yeah.
But if you're not an Audible person, it's probably going to be about, we try to measure the length, probably about $15 a la carte, or we're going to set it up again, our page, where you can, if you've got an email that you can start a free Audible trial for 30 days, we're going to set it up so you can download the book for free, rate it, listen to it, rate it, review it, and you want to listen to it because it is so much better. So much better. It's drastic. And then, if you don't like Audible, fucking cancel that shit. Keep the book. Don't care. Fabulous.
And if you guys don't know, we haven't said this for a while, but we used to do it all the time with Siglerfest. There is a Guardian Angel program for junkies. So if you're a person who can't afford Audible, you can't even sign up for a month, you just can't do it, and you really want to listen to it, or you really want to advocate for us or something like that, reach out and say, is there a Guardian Angel program for this? Because maybe we can hook you up. Can you scroll down just a little bit?
Scroll back? Yep.
Yeah, right here. Don Shipley, I love that you commented this. Don Shipley in the Facebook chat room said, this cast brings me happiness. I have a lot of things going on right now, and this brings light into my day. And I have to be honest with you. Scott told you guys, I guess. I missed the beginning, but that I have a bum knee. And I'm really, really mad about it. It popped really loudly Thursday night. I was in Philadelphia working, and it popped really loudly, and the guy behind me said, that doesn't sound good. And you know what, friends? It's not good. It's not good.
All right, let's move on. So we are going to shine you up more and just whore out the Slaybook 1 audiobook and when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because remember, it's not just us. It's Rob Otto.
It is.
Rob Otto gets a taste of what's going on.
I know.
But
I'm so excited.
we've been promising this for a while. This has been shipped to me across intergalactic lines through Punch Space.
Oh, across intergalactic lines.
I thought for a while it would show up. It turns out there was a strike in the Punch Space Teamsters, and it took a little while for it to show up. But what we have here from junkie Sean Renberg, is none other than an actual...
Oh, go ahead. I'll answer your question in a moment, gently.
An actual fucking slice. First of all, he did say, we're just going to fold this universe because like everybody knows, go Krakens! What's really nice is he did the K swoops I do when I say go Krakens in my signature. I just noticed that right now. That's strong work.
Wait, this way. I'll hold, wait, whatever. I'll
From Sean Renberg, an actual slice. They returfed for the 26-87 season.
There we go.
Look at that. An actual slice of Iomat
Isn't that
grass.
the coolest?
So fucking cool. Was sent to me, and I'm fucking absolutely fucking tickled with this shit. Iomat grass.
It's so cool.
Now, to step out of character for a moment, Boise State was the first college, or I believe any team, to use a color of AstroTurf that is not green, trying to emulate field. And the story, and now it's happened at many Eastern Michigan universities does it, many places have done it. They have non-green playing surfaces, but the reason Boise State did it, do you know why?
Did it show up better on TV?
Oh my God, you don't know this? You're gonna love this.
I just figured it might be green screen related.
As a science girl, you're gonna love this. Because they had so much goose shit on their field. Because Boise State is a flyover for a migration path, they put up the blue turf
So
because the
like
geese
water.
would think it looks like water and wouldn't land on it.
That's awesome.
Isn't that fucking amazing?
That's even better than I thought it was green
It's
screen
the coolest
related.
shit ever. And now there's several colleges that have, there's a red, there's a gray. And of course, remember, I did that before Boise State did this. The GFL, the rookie, back in 1998, we had all the different colors of all the different turfs. So, of course, Boise State fucking owes me a royalty. They ripped me off. They fucking ripped me off, bitches.
So I have a couple of things to say. Can you scroll down a tiny bit, just a minute bit?
Yep, back.
Pedro, I love that you said that. Can you smell the cinnamon? And I think it was Tracy. Did you say, how does it smell? I was absolutely smelling for cinnamon. I thought
Why
maybe.
are we smelling? Oh, Jesus
Are
Christ.
you kidding me? I thought maybe.
I'm so ashamed.
I thought maybe Sean, since he knew to send this
Sean
and
knows
say the Go Krakens, he might have. It doesn't smell like anything.
No.
It's beautiful and it's great.
It smells
and
like.
it doesn't smell like anything.
It smells like
But we're
petroleum.
going to pretend that it smells like
Smells
cinnamon.
like petroleum products and capitalism. That's what it smells like, which are both wonderful fucking smells to me. I love that shit.
So we are running out of time, but generally you asked how one becomes a guardian angel, and that is it's a totally homegrown program, just like everyone is a guardian angel to anyone in their lives. If you have willingness to sponsor an Audible trial for a few months, or a book or hardcover book or whatever, you just email me and let me know. I keep a list. We always keep it private because that is the best way to guardian angel, so that nobody feels an obligation, and that's exactly what so far the guardian angels have wanted. But you can just email me and say you would like to support
Clint.
something.
Let's answer Clint real quick. Clint, please tell me there are more podcasts for live coming up.
Yeah,
Clint,
this is interesting,
100%. Do you want to answer this? Or
Yeah,
you answer it?
yeah. So,
go ahead.
he'll chime in too, but I will say this. There are no more stories currently on the schedule for the Alive series and universe, or the Alive series. It's the same universe. What I will say is later this year, probably at the end of the summer, if you don't already know this, if you read the books, book 1 and book 2 were narrated by somebody who was not the person who narrated book 3, which was me. And we celebrated something. Oh, I put my thumb up again, I guess. So books 1 and book 2 were narrated by a narrator who didn't follow the pronunciation guides and everything else. And at the end of this summer, I'm going to re-record book 1 and book 2 so that the narrator matches in all 3 books. And there are going to be some people who don't like that. There are some people who loved the first narrator's narration, and there are some people who are offended that I pronounce things the correct way because she chose not to. But that's a business decision we're making. And so probably by the end of the year, I hope, or at least by the end of the first quarter of next year, you will be able to just re-download. You don't have to repurchase them.
Well, no, let me back up. Oh, he's talking about the podcast. The re-downloading of the audiobooks, it'll be real downloads. The question is the podcast. So right now we do have a live season 1 up as a podcast. I recommend you all just fucking ignore it until A can get in there and re-record book 1 and book 2. And then just like the entire Galactic Football League series is in the process of being podcast, thanks to our partners at Realm, the entire Infected trilogy, Nocturnal, Ancestor, all of Slay, We're eventually going to have all of Alive, the Generation trilogy, Alive, Light, and Alone.
But it'll be with my
with A's voice.
re-recorded vocals where the narration, where all the pronunciations are correct. And I hope that's good for you, Clint.
Rob, type it out phonetically. I said Benoit correctly, right? Is it Blanc or Blank? I said Blank.
You said blank, and I think it's Blanc.
Blanc, fuck that guy. It's a dumb accent. Fuck him. I don't even like the movie. Go to hell. Let's see.
So, Sean Dyer, you said in the chat room on Twitch, right? Or
Yep, that is correct.
Twitch.
Good job, babe.
Speaking of your narration, I got to say that the first chapter of Nanoshock was so much more vulgar than anything I expected to hear from you. Do you know that I beg my mother literally every week not to buy those books on Audible, even though she's the one who taught me to curse? Because Casey Alexander wrote a beautiful book. She also wrote a book full of dirty
It's a lot of dirty. I mean, it makes me blush. It makes me blush. For Christ's sakes.
So yes, I agree with you.
Okay, so Warpath update. I meant to have a fancy graphic for you, but I'm busy fucking writing you guys shit. So Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Clint.
About 10,000 to go in the second draft. We hope to send the second draft off by Friday, May 17th. That is our goal. It was meant to be 80K. I was 80,000. Because it's a writing to a specific contract. So I was like, you know what, goddammit, you're paying me for 80,000. You're gonna get 80,000, and that's all there is to it. Put up the ladder in the money match. Like, give me my fucking WD. Yes.
How many words is it?
107,000 right now. 27,000 free fucking words, because I can't control myself. I can't write a goddamn 80,000 word book. Slay season 2 is supposed to be 80,000. Ask me what Slay season 2 is at with 10 episodes to go.
It's supposed to be 80,000 total.
The whole book's supposed to be 80,000.
There are 10 episodes left. Scott Sigler, how many words do you already have?
78,500. We have 10 episodes left. And I'm not the only chatty motherfucker. Rob Otto never shuts the fuck up. Not one time.
The iceberg has it totally correct. First he said, 80K goal is 100K in Scott words. And then he said, there are words, and then there are Scott words, which is totally true. Scott words are 1.3 times as big.
That it is. I'd like to be. I'm 1.3 times swollen as most bros. Swole.
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 So there were a handful of you who sent me messages and asked me things, and I think that because of the pandemic, maybe this isn't known. I was in Philadelphia this weekend. I was staffing Adam Savage at a Comic-Con, and I worked for 18 years for Adam Savage as a logistician and travel manager and assistant. And I no longer work for Adam, but they tapped me in, they tagged me in to work this past weekend because one of my former colleagues had an emergency and I had to step in. So if you didn't know that Scott and I know Adam and the Tested crew pretty well, we do. We've known forever. Scott and Adam lived not too far apart in San Francisco for years and years and years, and I worked with Adam for years and years and years. So if it was a surprise to you, stay tuned. You'll probably see that again in the future.
So let me, David Lamb asked a good question, and I want to address this, then we'll tap the fuck out. David says, when does the NDA on Warpath go away so that I'm allowed to tell you guys what the fuck Warpath is about? And this is a bit of a tricky spot, right? Because we connected with this company via our pal Jonathan Mayberry, who wrote a couple of novellas for them for a property I'm not at liberty to say. And so 2 40,000 word novellas that Jonathan wrote. And then he connected me with these guys and had me write this. Jonathan wrote for a property that already exists. Warpath is a brand new thing, creating it together with this company, putting the book out. They have decided to hold off on Jonathan's 2 novellas because a new IP manager for that property came aboard, a new director, a new kind of thing. So Jonathan doesn't even know if those books are ever going to come out. And I'm sure he still got paid for them, but he may have written 80,000 words that just will never come out because they now don't match, because Hollywood is a bunch of goddamn assholes. So the answer to you, David, is we have no idea. We literally don't even know if this book will actually come out or not. It's possible they will come back and want a gigantic amount of rewrites to the book. And we're going to be like, dude, we're running a business here. We can't help you with that. So, give us X amount of money, take it, go with God, do your thing. Or they may get second draft and be like, holy shit, this is the hottest shit in the burner. We can't wait to get this into production. We have no idea. We have no idea what's going to happen next. So we'll do the best. Sup, Brolo?
Yep, my brother just joined the chat room. That's Jude C. Sensen. I love you very much. I will also answer Kim Hansen. You said, will Kraken hats be available? And I saw that was in Sigler Junkies. Maybe soon. The issue here is this. We have a print-on-demand supply vendor, Printify, which does the T-shirts, the tote bags, the insulated carafe, all that stuff. They have 3 hat options. All of them are white and only white. And 2 are
It's always the fucking
hats,
whites, man. It's always the fucking whites.
1 is a beanie. And white is not our brand.
No.
So what I am doing, and I have been trying for a long time to do, since our actual print vendor went out of business in 2020 in the pandemic, is find a print-on-demand vendor where I do not have to ship it to you because we live in a tiny, tiny, tiny condo now. So I don't have reserves. I can't store it here. If I can find a vendor that will print a black hat with a Kraken's logo and ship it to you without making me store it here and ship it to you, I will do it. I have been unsuccessful thus far. If any of you know anything like that would want to do that, and the print vendor that we use is Printify. They're great in a million ways. They just don't have a black hat. So if you find one that you want, don't tell me custom ink because they won't ship it for me. But if you find another one, email me. If I can get hats for you guys, I will absolutely get hats for you guys. I'll get beanies for you guys. I'll get them both for you guys.
I write all day in basically sweatpants, and there is avocado stains and cottage cheese. I'm not going to be I would love to be all classy and shit and tell you what a fucking upper crust writer I am who wins awards and is catering to the intelligentsia of the world. I have fucking literal avocado stains on my pants. A white hat and this dude, that is a non-fucking starter. Flat out non-starter. But we'll do the best we can.
Also, my mom, Marianne Radowski, is in the chat room. You can say hello to her on Facebook if you want. And Steve Rickeberg confirms our tiny condo is tiny.
It's very tiny. It's very tiny. Vaughn, I'm sorry to ruin your illusion. That's the Guns N' Roses' next album, Ruin Your Illusion.
Ruin Your Illusion.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We did show. Do we still have that fucking iMat in here, bitch?
We do. It's right here.
So, want to say a giant shout out. Thank you to Sean for giving us this gorgeous chunk of actually amazing football history. And Frank, no, we're not going to do yarmulkes, Rob. And frankly, the getting the Kraken's tail on the signature was that's my favorite touch. Very nice touch. We'll be back next week with Slay episode 60. Rob, does the shit hit the fan in the next episode? Yes, it does. That is, the shit hits the fucking fan. Now, granted, episode 69 is going to be nuts. But
I know, but the next episode is called Follow the Pain.
The next episode is literally called Follow. It's, if you guys been like, oh, that's really nice, all your character development, all your plot development, all your threading through the story, when do we get to see Lincoln fucking whoop someone's ass? It's the next episode.
Robbie answered, yes. Yes, it does.
Plus, there might be a few guest appearances in episode 60 that a lot of you have been asking for. I'm not going to tell you who it might be, but I will tell you this. Hear me, motherfuckers. If you like to experience stuff live with no spoilers, 60, 61, and 62, clear your fucking schedule. Clear your schedule. Get your ass in front of that computer at fucking 15 minutes before, because the shit Rob and I are going to fucking teabag your face with is absolutely extraordinary. I'm not going to lie. I have written some dope shit in my day. These next 3 episodes, they're uncomparable. They're fucking uncomparable.
I think that's incomparable.
Is it?
Right?
They're incomparable. I will tell you this though. Hey, fucking bros don't cry. There will be bro tears. There will be bro.
D79. One last question.
D79. Yep.
Lore question: does Link like Bastard Maker or Tizona better?
Oh my God! Of course I know this. I know the answer to this. I actually, you know what? I can answer this. Lincoln likes the X.
Lincoln likes whichever is best for the situation. Let's
you think
be
so?
honest. Of course. We've watched him use Tizona to kill a panther.
Yeah.
And Bastard Maker to cut cheese.
That's a good point. He did cut the cheese.
Well, that's what I was making my own kind of fart joke, which I am really embarrassed about now.
You know
can
what,
watch
though?
me turn red.
Welcome to Empty Set Entertainment. If you can't make a fart joke, you can't work here. That's how we fucking operate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the closeout. You guys have hung out for a little while. We appreciate you. We'll be back on Wednesday, May 15th, Slay episode 60. Follow the pain. It's going to be fucking nuts. Until then, stay smart.
Stay science.
And staying science, pay fucking attention to pet food. They said buy those bags.
Extra pet food
buy
before
those bags.
the prices go up, because they will go up by the summer. I promise you.
And for the love of science, stay the fuck informed.
Let's go to the kiss cam.
Let's go to the kiss cam. How about smooch? Mwah. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't see me.
I snuck in a kiss. But you may all kiss up in the sky. Remember, Uncle Machete loves you.
Oh, I love Uncle Machete.
Uncle Machete loves you. And we will see you all next week. Ha, hoo, ha, kiss up in the sky. Mwah.